All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about one of the biggest, most heated topics in the entire creative world right now, artificial intelligence. So what is it? Is it a job killer? A thief? Or is it maybe the most powerful tool that artists have ever gotten their hands on? We're about to break down the argument for why creatives really should be embracing this, not running from it.
Yeah, saying something like this can get you in a lot of trouble online these days. But honestly, it's the perfect place for us to start. It just shows you how deeply personal and, how high stakes this whole conversation has become for artists, animators, and designers literally everywhere.
So first things first, let's talk about the line that's been drawn in the sand. Because right now, it really does feel like the creative community is split right down the middle when it comes to AI.
On one side, you've got people who are just all in. They're experimenting, they're pushing the limits, seeing what's possible. And then on the other side, you have people who see AI as this huge, fundamental threat to their livelihood. The argument we're digging into today is that a lot of that fear, it actually comes from a big misunderstanding of what AI can, and maybe what it should, be used for.
This is the key. We have to reframe how we think about this. Instead of seeing AI as something that's here to replace an artist, think of it as a tool that amplifies them. Just like a better paintbrush, or a faster camera, or a more powerful piece of software. It's just a way to take your own human vision and expand it, make it bigger, and bring it to life.
And you know what's wild? This is not the first time we've had this exact same debate. Not even close. We've seen this pattern play out before in creative fields. Seriously, history is just repeating itself.
Just take a look at animation. The whole industry moved from these gorgeous hand-painted cells to digital software. And let me tell you, at the time, that shift was met with massive resistance. And now, tools like Toon Boom and Blender are the absolute industry standard. You can't work without them. The argument here is that AI is just the next logical step in that evolution. It's just happening way, way faster.
This was a real thing, people said. Traditional animators would actually say this about artists who were starting to use digital tools. Sound familiar? It's pretty much the exact same argument being thrown at artists using AI today. It just goes to show you how that fear of new tech tends to pop up again and again. Okay, but we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the ethics of it all. The very real, very valid concerns about theft and scraping other artists' work. And it is so important to separate the two sides of this coin. Because on one hand, you've got the really dark side, scraping art without asking, training models to rip off someone else's style, and that's theft, period. But on the other side, you have this incredibly empowering tool. This is where an artist or a studio trains an AI on their own body of work. Think about that. Suddenly, you can scale your unique vision. You can keep a huge team of artists perfectly on style. You can deliver amazing projects faster and more efficiently. It's about empowerment, not piracy.
All right, let's get practical. Let's talk about the job market, because this isn't some sci-fi concept from the future. AI is already baked into the tools that so many creatives are using every single day.
I mean, think about it. If you've ever used generative fill in Photoshop, or that awesome text-based editing in Premiere, you're already using AI. It's being used in Hollywood right now for everything from pre-visualizing giant blockbuster scenes to creating unbelievable concept art. The industry is already changing right under our feet.
And look, we have to be totally honest about this part. Just like with any other massive technological shift, some jobs, some roles, they're either going to become obsolete or they're going to have to change in a big way. And that's a real valid fear. But then you look at what's popping up in its place. Entirely new, high-value career paths are being created as we speak. A prompt engineer, for example. That's the person who's basically the crucial translator between a creative idea and what the machine can build. Then you have the AI art director, who guides that whole process, making sure the final product serves that human-led vision. These jobs didn't even exist a few years ago, and now they're becoming absolutely critical. So this isn't just about loss, it's about transformation. And that brings us to the bottom line, maybe the most critical point of this whole conversation. The choice you have to make isn't really about whether or not you like AI. This is the big takeaway. The real threat isn't the technology itself. The real risk is being left behind because you refuse to learn and adapt to the new tools that are completely reshaping the industry. The artists who figure out how to weave AI into their workflow, they're going to be the ones who thrive.
And you want to know why adapting is so urgent? 4 weeks. That number represents the new speed of innovation. Seriously, breakthroughs in AI that used to take 6 months to develop are now happening in just 4 weeks. The pace is absolutely relentless. It's insane.
So, if AI is just another tool, and this change is happening whether we like it or not. What's the actual obstacle here? What should we really be worried about?
Because the true enemy for any creative professional, it's never a new piece of tech. It's complacency. It's that feeling of, I'm good, I don't need to learn anything new. It's the refusal to evolve and to use new tools to future-proof your own craft. That's the real danger.
And I'll just leave you with this final, kind of provocative thought. The speed of change is so mind-blowing that what's just around the corner is almost impossible to imagine. And really, the only way to be ready for it is to start learning about it right now.